Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another edition of the Renegade Roundtable. I'm Jeff Kirby. As you can see, we have all three. Just one of them isn't on camera, and we'll explain here in a second. But we do have we have Caleb with us on camera.
What's up, y'all?
And obviously, Stone is not on camera because of. Do you want to explain it, or do you just want me to explain?
You can just explain it.
So obviously, where she lives, she is being affected through by Hurricane Ida, and the power went out. So this was the best that we could do with her. I mean, it was out of her control. So, but she is with us. So if she leaves at some point in time randomly, well, it must be her battery died or something on her phone. Because, good Lord, down south we don't know how long power outages are going to be.
Nope.
And obviously, Jared, I see you in the comments. Let's go. 7 days until the first game is on. Absolutely. 7 damn days until we get football back. And 10 days. Wait. Yeah, 10 days. I had to do math for a second. Until we get to see the Pittsburgh Steelers play regular season football. My, oh my. We are getting there. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty of things.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely.
It's about time. I'm dying.
At this point, I'm just counting the days. But for me tonight, at least, I get to have my little fix of football as I get to watch my, Ohio State Buckeyes go on and play Minnesota tonight. As you can see right there, got my 2014 national championship helmet. I wonder, Caleb, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me who Ohio State beat in that national championship? Or do I need to give you a little hint? Was it this team right here?
Hey, but who beat Ohio? Who beat Ohio is all I have to say.
I was on record saying that Alabama was going to absolutely throttle Ohio State. The fact that
Thank you.
Okay, and I said the same thing going into our game, okay? At least we made the playoff, you know? We have a disadvantage being a Pac-12 team going up against a rigged system that's rigged for 5 or 6 teams. And it's a flawed system. You know what? Don't even get me started. The top recruits only want to go to
Here we go with the rig stuff. If there's any team that we're rooting for out of the three of us in here that they are going to rig anything for, it's going to be the person that roots for the team that doesn't have a camera on right now.
Okay. No, it is a flawed system, though. Because only having 4 teams at the top and only having a good 5 or 6 teams that make it consistently means that a top recruit, when they have the option between going to, say, a Penn State or Auburn or some middle of the pack school or Ohio State or Alabama, they're going to go to Ohio State or Alabama because that's where the playoff goes. They need to expand it. It's a flawed system. So it's not rigged. It's just flawed. Now
with the NIL stuff, now that it's going to be based on where could you make the most money. And
True. We're getting in the right direction, but for now it's a flawed system.
Yeah,
it is a flawed system. I do agree.
Like to be honest, right now I'm sitting here. Oregon's going to have a halfway decent season, and there's not a shot we're going to sniff the playoffs. We could go undefeated and win the Pac-12 championship, and we're still not going to make the playoffs. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep ranting here. When Oklahoma and Texas, when they finally make their leave, and there's no big teams in the Big 12, the Big 12 is going to be in the same situation we are.
The Big 12 champions.
They're not good. I don't know if it's gone.
No, they're going to be gone. They're going to those other teams that are in the Big 12 are just going to go into eventually either the SEC. Some might join the Big 10. Some might join the ACC. Somewhere in that range. They're gonna.
The problem is the buyout fee is so expensive right now. I wouldn't confirm the Big 12 is gone. If they can add a UCF or a Cincinnati or a BYU or one of those programs and bring them up, then the Big 12 can do just fine. The Big 12 has a rough couple of years here because it's do or die for them. Either they're going to add more teams or they're going to lose programs like Baylor, Iowa State, and West Virginia.
Real quick, obviously Michael is saying shut the hell up, Kirby. Caleb is talking. Actually, I love it, but I think when you look at this real quick, I know this is not how we were going to start off the show, but what the hell, we're here,
I've taken over. Deal with it.
Oh,
go Ducks, baby!
Whoa! I was not prepared for that.
I know
this is
going to trigger. This is going to trigger absolutely everyone in the comments. Oh well. OH.
Boo.
Here we go, Buckeyes. Let's.
Did you say OLOH? Do you even know how to spell Ohio?
I said OH because first off.
Okay.
Boo.
Yo, Jeff, you want. Riley, I see you in the comments. We are not doing that again. It's a Riley says IO. So I got an IO in the comments. So good Lord, thank you. Good Lord, have mercy. But
Jeff, I hate to burst your bubble, but this is a big game tonight for your Ohio State Buckeyes, because if they don't win tonight and they drop next week's game to my Ducks, y'all are not going to be looking at a playoff spot. So
well, here's my thing.
Win tonight.
So here's how I'm looking at this. Minnesota, I'm not worried about. And as much as I think that we're going to beat you guys next week, I would say that, yes, beating Oregon, I like the fact that Ohio State is playing Oregon earlier in the year in the non-conference games, because of the fact that you could still say is a big win.
Oh, yeah, it's one of the better teams in the Pac-12.
Oregon may not be up there with Alabama and Clemson, but Oregon is still very respectable. If you could
for sure.
If you could beat Oregon, that's still a very respectable team. And you guys have the best uniforms in college football.
Pac-12 is severely underrated because no one watches our games and no one gives us respect because we're on at 10 o'clock Eastern. But here's my thinking. You got the Ducks coming in with a huge chip on their shoulder because we were supposed to have a home and home with Ohio State last year and this year. Instead of Oregon offered to delay the home and home because we got the game canceled in Oregon,
right,
with our good fans, and Ohio State shot them down and said they were only going to play the game in Ohio State. There's no incentives. There's no deal. Ohio State just all these other schools are shifting their home and homes back, and Ohio State rejected them. So now you got a bunch of pissed off Oregon players coming in there who are going to embarrass Ohio State in front of 110,000 of their fans?
Listen, for everyone who knows, and like I said, we are 8 minutes in and we have not mentioned one thing about Pittsburgh yet, but I guess what the hell. The Renegade Roundtable is now turned into Ohio State versus Oregon, and she just boos randomly. But
I'm just here, in my cave.
Well, first off, let's hope you're okay and that nothing bad happens to you while...
Oh, no, I'm used to being in the dark. It's fine.
And we're live. We're live. Real quick, I'll say this, and then I'll let you clap back, and then we could get into our regularly scheduled program here, is Ohio State has the best wide receiver core in college football. Period. I don't think there is a debate about that.
They also have one of the best lines.
CJ Stroud. This is the first time in a long time where
you have 30 seconds to talk about Ohio State football.
Yeah, don't make me leave again.
Oh, God. All right, I guess I'll be quick.
Here's the thing. I will be willing to go out on a bet that most of our people here probably care more about the Ducks than they do Ohio State.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know what Ohio State fans are? They're Clowns fans. They're imposters. Let's get on to Pittsburgh talk.
You know what I can admit? You know what I can see here in Ohio? And I think you will notice this too. Since the Clowns have started to grow and get better, the Ohio State, the showing of Ohio State fandom has a little bit because they had football that they could actually enjoy and watch winning with.
Yeah, because all the Cleveland fans are fair weather fans. Thanks for admitting it. Let's talk Pittsburgh sports. No one cares about Cleveland.
Well, good thing Ohio State's in Columbus. But as
It's Ohio. It's the same thing. Ohio has Columbus, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. We don't like any of them. Columbus has the Blue Jackets. We can't stand them. Cincinnati's got the Bungles. We don't like them. We don't like the Reds.
That is true. We do hate the Blue Jackets.
I guess I have to hate the Blue Jackets by admission because and real quick, here's a funny story for you guys. So off air before the show, Caleb was testing my knowledge of the Penguins in a situation where I've only been able to watch 2 games of them this year.
Time out. I was not testing your knowledge of the Penguins. I was testing your legitimacy as a Pittsburgh sports fan. I was interviewing you to see. You couldn't name our River.
Yeah,
you couldn't name our Penguins
tackling.
Listen, I am trying.
Oh my god!
I am just getting.
I am done being a silent robot. I'm going off today.
I love it. I actually like this.
I am here for the violence. Yes.
I'm no longer being quiet.
Caleb said I saw the comments last week and the hell with it.
He had just about enough of y'all.
I'm just okay. Well, here we go. Again, we are live. Caleb is bringing out the heat. I guess so. Caleb is bringing out the heat. Holy crap. But I guess let's go back into something that is more that we could all talk about, which I want to start off with number 23 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Joe Haden.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's say it. Come on.
So obviously there was a tweet that came out per Adam Schefter. Let me pull it up here, where he says this is per Adam Schefter on Twitter. After approaching the Steelers about an extension to finish his career in Pittsburgh, Pro Bowl corner Joe Haden has decided to play out his contract and test the free agent market in 2022, when the cap is expected to increase significantly, per his agent Drew Rosenhaus. Right then and there, what is that last tiny thing that Adam Schefter said in that?
Rosenhaus.
Rosenhaus is an absolute clown.
Mm-hmm.
With Rosenhaus, I don't, how do I put this? I don't blame how Rosenhaus handles things, because that is his job. And he has to look at it not only for the best of whatever client that he is representing at that moment, but also he has to benefit himself. He has to try to make the most money for the player, because he's going to make a cut of that money as well, of that contract. And Super Steeler 111 says, I can guarantee Haden will sign next year. There is the possibility of that.
Think about it too. There's a huge possibility of that. The cap's going up. We still haven't even got TJ's deal done yet. You think we're going to get Hayden's deal? I think TJ and Minka are priority number 1. And then you got Haden further down the list. Like, this isn't saying – Hayden's not coming out and saying, I'm not signing with Pittsburgh next year. He's just saying he wants to be a free agent, which is funny because he already was a free agent when Cleveland rejected him. Thanks, Cleveland, but –
we appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll take it whenever. I don't know. The thing that I see, though, is I see Haden tweeting out The Last Dance. I trust that more than anything, and that is saying that's coming straight from him.
Right.
I mean, because you have to be honest, too. I'm not sitting here saying this is his last season with us. I'm not putting all of my eggs in that basket. I'm not too worried about it right now, because our season hasn't even started yet for this year. That's a future me problem. But him tweeting it out, it very well could be his last year. I mean, that's obviously something that's not off the table because he said it. Now, is that 100%? No. Like you're saying, like, we could sign him as a free agent. It could happen. But also, I mean, in his eyes, it might be the last year. So I understand where he's coming from, is like, let's get it this year. Like, if this is the last year, let's do it.
And I mean, look at it too. Even if he doesn't re-sign, even if we have to go with another corner, the salary cap's going up. We have a ton of space, and that's $15 million we could go spend on some other corners. I mean, there's good corners sitting there at free agency still.
And I'm not disrespecting him in any way because I think he is a good player, but it's also like we talked about in the beginning of preseason and back in the summer, he's not getting any younger. That's no disrespect towards him. That's not, saying he's not a great player, but every year there are younger players coming out that are also qualified.
And think about it too. He's been a good corner for us for a long time. But we got to boil down. Football's a business. Mm-hmm. The loyalty that we expect from players doesn't necessarily go, even from the Steelers, doesn't necessarily go both ways. And it's throughout all sports, all pro sports, every team. The loyalty doesn't go both ways. I mean, we saw what happened with Polamalu. So honestly, if it was any of us in those shoes, if you had the chance to actually like test out free agency, get a contract, and get that experience over staying with the same team or staying in a bad situation, why not? Heck, he doesn't have many years left on his contract.
Yeah.
He probably has 3 years tops of playing at this ability before he's like a entry-level contract type corner. Mm-hmm. He's a good player, but he's getting up there in age. And there's a lot of young players coming in who can take his spot. If I were him, I fully support the dude no matter what he does, as long as he doesn't go back to Clowns.
I mean, that's what I tweeted out. Would I be sad if he wasn't with us? Of course I would be, because he's not only a good player, but he is a presence on the field as well. And I appreciate that. Because that's something that is valuable, is to be a talented player as well as, the level of person that he is. But also, do I respect him doing what's best for himself and for his family? 100%. I'm always going to be a fan. I always, want the best for these players because it is their career. It is what puts food on the table for their family and keeps a roof over their head. But, sometimes we really have to remove that emotion from the sport. Like, it's like you're saying, it's still a business. It's still their job. And their job could run out at any point in time with injuries, with other players coming up. You know what I mean? It's never really guaranteed like people think that it is.
I think part of that, too, is what you said is being is there really a Steel? James Conner is a perfect example. It's a business. We all love James Conner. We love the story. We love what he was able to do for us, but it's a business, and he went to Arizona. We all wished him nothing but the best, and it's the same with Bud Dupree. We understand that it's a business, and Super Steeler 111 says right now Steelers' focus is to sign T.J. Watt to a long deal. The reason why I could say yes, I would say that would be the main focus too, is because in 2022 they want to be able to say, hey, let's figure out in terms of the cap, in terms of the money that we're gonna have to spend on him, and also Minkah Fitzpatrick, what kind of money are we gonna have to work with? Because we have to take into consideration too, Joe Haden is 32 years old, going back to Joe Haden, and the kind of contract that I feel like that Rosenhaus is going to try to negotiate, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Based on what we predict Joe Hayden's going to do going into ages 33, 34, and possibly even ages 35 seasons playing corner, being the top corner, I don't know if I can trust that.
It could very well turn into another Juju situation, where he did get offers from other people, and then he decided, you know what? That's not where I want to go. That's not, he visited the facilities and talked to these people, and he decided that's not what I want to do. And he took less money. I mean, Haden could very well do the same thing. That's not to say he's not, but that's a future us problem as well. We've got bigger fish to fry.
Right. And I think another thing, too, we have to take into consideration as well is like you said, who's to say that right now that they're not negotiating, all this comes out, blah, blah, blah. Who's to say later on in the season, once we get into the season, maybe we find out here at some point in time that TJ Watt does get signed before week 1, 10 days before the Steelers season starts. Who's to say that maybe that conversation won't get brought back up? And I'm wondering with this is because if we're all worried about what kind of money TJ's going to get. And that has because it's going to be a big chunk of the cap for the Steelers in 2022 and beyond. They have to look at this, not only for next year but also just in years after that as well. They have to be smart. And I know fans like to speak with emotion. We love Joe Haden. We love everything he's done. We know that he loves it here in Pittsburgh, but we have to understand too that it is a business, and if he does go somewhere, as long as it's not like Caleb said, back to the Clowns, back to the Bungle, or he goes to the Bungles, which I don't think he would, or if he goes to the Ravens or Ratbirds, I'm fine with wherever he goes. If that is the case, if that is the cards that we're dealt with,
I'd like to hear because I know Caleb coaches some youth teams. If one of your players got an offer to move up to somebody else who was going to provide him with something different that you couldn't, you know what I mean? Like a better opportunity or whatever for him, how would you feel as a coach? Like, is that what you want for your players? Like, you want them to be successful, even if it isn't with you?
See, I think it's a little bit of a different situation because it's youth sports and not necessarily about the team situation. So, like in a pro sport, you can be a little bit of selfish and you can want the best players for your team. But being in youth sports, if I got one of my players got offered a better chance to play or a better chance to learn or better exposure going into high school or going into college for scholarships, I will do everything I can to make sure that player gets that better offer. Because I'm still their coach, even if they move on from a different program. I'm still 100% supporting them. I have people I know who are playing in high school, playing in some smaller colleges now that I coach, and I'm still 100% supporting them, even though they're not with my program. So
and I think that's how fans should be. Yeah. But I mean, in a way, that's how I think, like your aspect that you're taking from it, that's how fans should be, because I see what you're saying as far as a coach in the NFL and the pros and everything. Of course they want their team to be the best, but as fans, you can't sit here and say, oh, we love Joe Haden, but just because he's leaving you, all of a sudden they want to throw out like, oh, he's leaving us, oh, he's a traitor, oh, this. Well, what happened to you loved him? He's still the same person.
Yeah, and I mean, to an extent, there is still the name on the front of the jersey over the name on the back, and that's the mindset I watch pro sports with. But I still support all these players, and I look at it from they're humans, like we talked about in past weeks. They're humans. If I want him to get the best deal for him. I don't want him to get the best deal for Steeler fans. I don't want him to get a deal that makes me happy. Yes, it would be cool, but I want the best deal for Joe Haden, and I just hope it works out where he can continue to stay with us, because that interception against New England was one of the best plays in recent Steeler history.
I was at work when that happened, and I almost got sent home because I was just going absolutely nuts.
That kind of healed a little bit of the wound of Jesse James catching that football.
Oh my! Listen, I was probably right where I am at right now in this exact spot.
He did catch
when
that football
happened.
for anybody who doubts that.
Jesse James did catch that football.
He caught the ball.
That's what it.
I want that on my headstone. Jesse James caught the ball.
Yeah, that lives rent free in my head.
We should have had a bye week. We should have hosted the AFC Championship game, and we should have been in the Super Bowl that year. Don't get me started on a full-on Yinzer rant about Jesse James catching that football. I mean, somewhere I have this shirt that says Jesse James caught that football.
I know. I don't want that shirt so bad.
I just have a Chase Claypool shirt that my friend Hunter got me for Christmas, so shout out to you.
My latest shirt is the Pittsburgh Dad Cleveland Never Rocks shirt.
Stop it.
I'm going to be wearing that on one of these episodes when we're playing the Cons.
When the season starts, I'm busting out the jerseys, but you guys know I'm super superstitious. I'm not a little stitious. I'm super superstitious.
See,
so I don't wear jerseys beforehand.
See, I'm not that superstitious. My only Steeler jersey I have is a Jarvis Jones jersey that I paid $3 for, brand new. And I wear it all the time. So I'm not that superstitious when it comes to it.
Yeah, I wear my jerseys. Well, I can't say all the time because sometimes those jerseys could get a little too hot.
So I'm the psychopath out of us three. Like I will wear the same jersey. If we win, that's the jersey I wear until we lose.
Notice y'all have never seen me wear a Penguins jersey. I'm a little superstitious when it comes to hockey, and you know what? Yeah. Those are all ruined. I will never wear those for any important games anymore, thanks to the playoff runs. So that's why you guys never see me. And then my Pirates stuff. Pirates just lose anyway, so who cares?
I remember at one point in time. I don't remember what the situation was, but I remember we did something really stupid, which we're known to do. Like we can go out there and ball out and then we do something really stupid. But they did something stupid. So I like squatted down on the ground and put my head down. And then I think we like intercepted the ball next. And so I sat in that position for like a good 10 minutes until we got a touchdown. And I was like, okay, all right, everything's okay. This is where I live now.
The only time that I've been superstitious is when I was at a I guess, Guardians game. I went to the bathroom because the offense was abysmal. The offense was terrible. And then I go to the bathroom. We score a run. And then we don't do anything. Then I go and get food a little bit later on. We score again. So I just did that. I just hung around in the concourse. I didn't go and like actually sit in my spot. And we scored like 5 runs against the Yankees. So
you guys have no idea how stressful it is for me. Like if I'm like, I can wear, whatever. And then if we lose a game, I'm like, okay, so what do I need to change? Like, do I need to wear different socks? Was it my socks? Okay. So and then I do like little tweaks. I'm like, okay, so I'll change my socks. And then if that doesn't work, I'm like, okay, put the other socks on, but like wear a different jersey. And I'm like, oh, but I had my glasses on this time. So maybe I should wear my contact. And like, it's very exhausting for me.
When I was younger, our thing was we would watch the Steeler games on our TV at our house. And then we would get together and if we go to like a playoff watch party or something, we would then leave the Steeler game on our TV at our house as we left. And so we stopped doing that after the Green Bay Super Bowl, but it got us 2 Super Bowls. So it's okay with me.
If you could contact your family and tell them to turn the TV on all the time.
Well, it didn't work for the Green Bay Super Bowl, and then we tried it again, and we lost that game to Tim Tebow, so we stopped doing it.
Oof.
It might be time to bring it back. I mean, it's worth a shot. This is a good year to test out that theory.
I mean, it's been 10 years, so.
I mean, valid. And I mean, Pittsburgh has been. I mean, the Penguins did well though, because it worked for the Penguins. I was going to say that, but we've had a lot of first-round exits, so maybe it's time to bring that one back. Maybe it is my fault. I apologize, y'all. My fault.
Caleb's owning up to it. Now that I've been adopted into the family, I get a vote, and that means that we should do it. So
yeah, we'll do that. I'll call him up tomorrow and be like, turn on the TV.
Well, what you said is the whole TV thing brought you 2 Super Bowls and 2 Stanley Cups. So I mean,
3 Stanley Cups.
3? Oh yeah, that is right. Duh, I forgot 2009.
2009, baby.
Hey, be proud of me.
Sitting the kids.
But yeah. Going back to the topic of this,
to whatever we were talking about.
Yeah, get back to the topic of discussion with Joe Haden is, I guess, kind of summing up what we'd always. We all love him, but as long as he doesn't go to a rival team, yeah, don't be that fan that now you hate him, now you're gonna bring all the dirt out, blah blah blah. No, don't do that.
I mean, even if he does go to a rival team. Would it be the worst thing in the world? He's getting up there in age. I mean, I love that Villanueva signed with the
Emotionally, we would hate the fact that we would hate, just like how Clowns fans were when they saw Joe Haden playing for the Steelers in week 1 that year, if that as well. That's just how it would feel for us as if we had to see him in black and purple or black and orange. It would just suck just to see that. But at the end of the day, again, don't be that fan that wishes injury on him, or don't be that fan regardless, whoever you hate or like. Just don't be that fan. Don't be that kind of a jackass. Because
speaking of that, while we're on that topic really quick, I'd like to throw something out there. Super random, of course, but it does have to do with this topic. I do not understand that people who like legitimately wish ill on other teams. Like, of course, we have our rivals, and of course, I don't like particular teams or whatever. But to come out there and, like, when they're, like, happy about injuries, that's so weird to me. That's such a weird vibe.
Yeah, I mean, in that case in itself, it's bad karma, if you believe in karma.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to what was mentioned earlier. The fact that they are humans. Yes, they get paid millions of dollars. Yes, they're famous. Yes, they have all this.
They have
the celebrity status. But that's the thing. Yeah, they have families. They have friends as well. And how do you think it feels? And it's typically some little 14-year-old Billy Bob with Derwin James season as their caption thing on Twitter. But I don't know why I said Derwin James, but that was the name that popped up in my head. But just don't be that fan. Don't be that jackass. Because
I mean, you also have to remember, like, another thing that has to do with, like, Caleb. Like, at one point in time, these were kids playing youth sports. These were the same kids that, you know, Caleb deals with. A friend of mine, she coaches youth soccer. You know, these are all somebody's child or somebody's sibling or somebody's. Why would you wish ill will on an athlete? Like, you can sit behind your keyboard and be jealous you didn't get drafted all day long, but please do it quietly.
Look at it this way. Imagine if Mr. Highsmith went on Twitter and saw someone wishing injury on Alex. How do you think he would feel?
Exactly. And let me tell you, if I catch anybody wishing any injuries on Alex Highsmith, as somebody who associates with Mr. Sam, I will personally show up to your house and punch you in the throat. Thank you.
And then
I'm going to create a burner account.
Oh, God.
Just to see you. I'll frame some random person, and I want to see you show up and punch them in the face.
I'm going to ride over to their house. I'm going to drive my little car, my little SUV, little mobile, ride on over to the house, get out in my Highsmith jersey, punch him in the throat, get back in the car, and then go get some Subway, because that's how I live, okay?
Not sponsored, by the way.
Yeah.
Subway, if you do want to sponsor us, hit our email.
I will punch people in the throat for Subway as well, other than the tuna situation, because that's kind of sketchy.
I will let Stone punch me in the throat 12 times if it means we get sponsored by Subway.
I will punch Kirby in the throat 12 times for free if we get 100 subscribers.
And we're live once again. Violence is definitely has been chosen again tonight. Man.
I'm not going to let any of you guys punch me if we do anything. So I'm just putting that out there.
At this point, we're just going to have a triple threat match between us three. And we're just going to broadcast it live. And we'll do it for charity or something. We'll just have a big old wrestling match.
We could get Vegas to come in and put odds on everything.
Facts. And then
we get FanDuel. We'll
have it all. We'll steal chairs and tables. Stone will put Caleb through a table, and then Caleb will get up and smack me in the head with a steel chair or something.
Okay, no, I'm not a part of this. I just clarified that. Y'all can have your fun.
You have to be a part of this.
I want to jump off the ropes.
I will film it.
We already have people for that.
Who do we have for that?
I'll help them.
I have people. I know.
Yeah,
who
do we have?
Who do we have for that?
I know a guy or a couple. You got to think. I'm very close friends with someone who is very big into a big wrestling promotion here in Northeast Ohio. So, if anything, I have it all. I could get us a ring. I could get us all that.
Well, they might be happier to film us if you don't steal the chairs. So
hey, you're gonna get these hands, Kirby. As soon as we get 100 subscribers, you're gonna get these hands straight to the throat.
At this point, well, the good thing is too is when I decide to go to a game, or whenever you decide to go to a game, I'll just drive over there and then we could just fight, and then we'll have it recorded, and then we'll go on about our day, and then we'll do our show that follows.
I've already got one person cheering for me. Yes, Team Stone.
23. Hell, I would even bet on Stone, and I'm the one in the fight.
I have a lot of hostility pent up after being like a healthcare provider through a pandemic. I have a lot of rage built up into my tiny body. So. And
you could also put more rage into Hurricane Ida. Damn
yeah,
you, Ida!
Exactly.
Oh man.
Oh, Caleb for $23. Yes, Caleb. I'm about to be so rich. You guys have no idea. Like $23 richer.
You know who else could? $4.50 on it. Oh, I'm only worth $4.50. Well, that's $4.50 more than I had, so I guess I can't complain.
The chat is ruthless today. Wow.
Get this up more often. Every week, I want the chat to just choose violence, just like us. #violence.
Yes. Well, no, now it's hashtag Team Violence. That's my team name. It's Team Violence. I already claimed it. Get out.
Boom. I guess there is that. But Here's something that might help Steeler fans choose violence against themselves is apparently a lot of people in the NFL media are claiming that the Steelers are one of the 5 teams that should be in the running for Cameron Newton.
No, stop.
No,
Stop with that.
No.
We literally have zero reason for that. Like no reason, none. No, I can't think of one thing this season that we need him for.
That's not necessarily true. We could use a practice squad quarterback that could play like Lamar Jackson, but that's about it.
Stop it, Caleb. Oh my God.
That's a legitimate thing, but that's about the only use for him. He doesn't fit our system. Maybe if this was 2015, but even 2015, I wouldn't have said yes. So
he doesn't fit our system. We've literally got like 14 quarterbacks for some reason still, unnecessarily. You know what I'm like? Anyways.
Hey, 3/14, my birthday.
I feel like, and I'm not a big Cam Newton fan. Like, no, I don't dislike him, but I don't really like him either. I feel like that's a disservice to him, honestly, to bring him onto this team. It will not benefit him in any way, shape, or form because he doesn't fit our system.
I really just don't like athletes that wear the number 1.
Oh, so it is like a personal thing for you.
No, it just looks goofy. I mean, I like Casey DeSmith. That's cool. But
yes.
Honestly, with my basketball jerseys on the team I coach, I got rid of the number 1. Nobody's number 1. That jersey's been retired.
You can't have a chance that says, you're number 1. You're number 1.
Well, because nobody's number 1. It's all about the team.
Well, they say there's a...
it's like a circle.
There was a quote that Kobe said, R.I.P. to Kobe, that he said, or that I believe it was Shaq that said in his when they were recording the ceremony of his death was and I can't say it all because we gotta try to keep it somewhat PG around here. He was like, there might not be a I in team, but there's a ME in this bleep, in this MFer. I'm like, that is the most Kobe thing I have ever heard in my life. R.I.P. to Kobe.
Anyways, I think we should all vote. I vote no on Cam Newton. We can stop talking about it on Twitter because it's not like we just don't need it. I'm sorry.
Well, Kirby's a real Pittsburgh guy. He knows everybody there, so he can just call up Colbert and tell him no.
Yes.
Pittsburgh guy.
Should I play devil's advocate? Should I play devil's advocate?
Yeah, aren't you going to? Because you just sit over there and stir the pot like you have nothing better to do in your free time.
You got that smirk that you're going to anyway, so what are we supposed to say?
Let's hear it.
Do I think that they're going to? Absolutely not. But I'll make an argument on why you could.
Oh, God.
Cam Newton is a guy who, let's look at the career of Ben Roethlisberger. He's been a guy that can move around in the pocket. He's not the most mobile guy, but he makes it work. And it looks incredible with the way that he's able to move around at his size and be able to make throws. If Cam Newton can work again on his accuracy and his throwing ability, I may not mind it because he's still 32, I believe. So he still has some years that he could succeed with. It's just there always will be that question of will the shoulder hold up? And obviously what's funny is the fact that Steelers game in 2018 on Thursday night, I think was the beginning of the end for Cam Newton. But Super Steel. Oh God! Now I'm just getting muted. Oh God! I guess
I'm listening, Kirby. Keep going.
But I just feel like you have to weigh all options. And do I think that he's going to want to come here and play the backup role? Absolutely not. He believes that he could go somewhere and be a starting quarterback. If there's one team that I think should possibly really look at Cam Newton, I think is Denver. Because look at their quarterback situation. You have Teddy Bridgewater who's starting, no. And then you have Drew Lock. I think...
Not going to lie, I would take Teddy Bridgewater over Cam Newton, though. If I was Denver, I would stick with that battle. Why not throw a third mediocre quarterback in there to make it more confusing? They need to just stick with their two. Denver's
10-10 can confirm.
I mean, well, let's look at this then. Let's look at the Cam Newton sweepstakes of teams. Let's go by division here. Actually, I'll be right back. I actually have a cool decoy. It'll be like 1 second. I have a.
So, anyways, Caleb,
we have I have a NFL record or a NFL like magnet thing right here. Let's go through the teams. I'm gonna look like a kindergarten teacher right now holding a book, but we might as well do it. Buffalo, hell no.
No.
Miami, no.
no.
New England, well, obviously not. The Jets, no.
No.
The Bengals, no.
Nope.
Cleveland, no.
Nope.
Baltimore, no.
Maybe.
Wait, what are we saying no to?
Whether this team should be on the Cam Newton sweepstakes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Continue.
Pittsburgh, well, you two say no, so I guess a majority of the show will say no.
We say no.
Tennessee.
No.
Indianapolis.
Ooh.
Intriguing.
Ooh.
Intriguing.
Maybe.
Possible.
Maybe.
Except I don't know if they would want to deal with another injury-prone quarterback because they already have Carson Wentz there. Houston. They're just in purgatory right now. We don't know what the hell is going on with Deshaun Watson there. Jacksonville.
Time out. Have we ever known what was going on with the Texas or the Houston Texans franchise since 2002? Because I think it's been one big mystery down there. So I think this is business as usual.
The Texans were just like a background for J.J. Watt.
Very well could be. Let's go to the AFC West. Kansas City, obviously not. Denver, we just discussed. The Chargers, no.
Oh.
The Raiders, no. They got Derek Carr.
Honestly, the only AFC team I could see him going to is Indianapolis. Maybe Baltimore.
I think I could.
Ooh, that's interesting, Caleb. I like that.
I think I like the idea. I could like the idea of Indianapolis, but I'll still throw Denver in there as well, just as an option. Washington, no, but they're intriguing because they have right now Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback, so they might want a guy that could possibly come in and lead the franchise for a few years.
Time out. Biggest storyline of the whole NFL season for me is if we can't vote Fitzmagic into the Pro Bowl. So that way he can be a Hall of Famer.
Boom.
That's the storyline I'm looking at.
Here,
Will he make a Pro Bowl so we can have a chance at the Hall of Fame?
I'm gonna slide into this real quick because you just mentioned NFL preview tonight on JKP 8 p.m. on Revolution Radio's Facebook page. I am revealing my NFL preview. I'm doing all the predictions for all the divisions and awards, so you won't want to miss that. Especially when we get to the AFC North. I'll just keep
Caleb and I will be missing that. We're not participating in that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any Justin Herbert slander. So if you don't have him as MVP and Offensive Player of the Year, I'm gonna be.
I'll admit I don't have him for either, but I am very high on Justin Herbert. You know what? Real quick, I will be completely honest with you, with everyone watching. The moment Ben Roethlisberger was announced that he was done for the year in 2019, ask the people that were in the group chat that I was in. I put in there, Justin Herbert, where are you at?
Go Ducks, baby. Go Ducks.
That's exactly what I did. Is I was like, Justin Herbert. That was the guy I was aiming at. I also thought that the season was going to go to complete hell. I didn't think that there was an actual shot of us going to the playoffs too, but I guess that shows how great of a coach Mike Tomlin was too. For all those people that don't like Mike Tomlin, like to slander him, so eat that. Back to the regularly scheduled program. Philadelphia.
Time out. Do we have regularly scheduled programming?
Not really. We just kind of wing things around here on Renegade Roundtable.
All right, back to what we were talking
about. Philadelphia. I don't think so. I think
probably not.
The Giants. No, I think they're going to try to give Danny Nichols one more year. He's not Danny Dimes. He can't throw a lick of a football. And the Cowboys, obviously not. They got Dak Prescott, and they just re-signed him. Green Bay, no. Chicago, hell no. Minnesota, hell no. Detroit, no. Tampa Bay, no. I saw the Saints as a team, and I said no. I think they're going to have a lot of trust in Jameis Winston, and I think a new system and a new beginning for him, I think will do him wonders. Carolina, no. I mean, obviously he was there once already. I don't think he's going back. In Atlanta, no. And then none of the teams in the NFC West. So there's really not that many teams that could really be an interesting shot, or that would be interesting for Cam Newton, or where he legitimately could go. Which I haven't heard anyone say anything yet about possibly him retiring. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he still believes in himself.
Nah, this is where I think he's going to go. You ready? Ready for my big prediction? He's going to go sign with Bishop Sycamore.
Boom.
Ooh, plot twist.
He's going to be the third youngest player on the roster.
He's going to go there, and he's going to go and hang out with one of the main cheerleaders, Carly, over there too. So
Stop it.
Boom.
Oh, on a different note, I want to tell everybody, one of the high schools in my town is on a Netflix show for like how they scam their recruiting system. So check that out.
Interesting. I thought for a second you said Netflix series, and I automatically thought of Last Chance U, but that's obviously
no.
not.
It's like called Titletown or something. I haven't watched it yet, but it's about how one of our
I might actually
coaches,
I might have to try that out. I feel like that would be something. You'll have to send me exactly what it is, because I want to watch that.
So my town where I finished high school, because I'm not from here, where I finished high school is a huge high school football town, and we actually won Titletown on ESPN. Which is like what we're known for now, because that's it. That's all we have. So we have nothing else. But yeah, there's a Netflix documentary about how they scam their recruitment and how like they basically do like all this sketchy stuff. So if you guys are intrigued by how small town football, high school football works, then check that out, because it's sketchy.
I don't know how much I can say in terms of my school, but I think we might have had some recruiting going on at some point in time. So, I'll explain it. I'll explain it to you off air. There was definitely some sort of.
There's some controversy there, so
I don't want to necessarily completely expose my school either, my high school. So.
Oh, my school can. Never mind. I forgot we're live. I don't want to say anything like super inappropriate, but my school can definitely eat
go
it.
Rot.
Yeah.
They could go rot in hell. I'll say it for you. My high school, I don't have any ill will against my high school or anyone in that school.
I do.
It seems like I'm the minority in this. I don't have ill will toward my high school. I have ill will toward yours.
Oh yeah,
I
do too, actually.
I'm not surprised that
I work in the same state you do for youth sports, so I've crossed paths with your school and pretty much every other school in Ohio. So,
and
by default, I'm gonna have to be on Caleb's side on this.
Super Steeler 111 says they were filming a League of Their Own in my town for Amazon Prime TV series. Huh. So wait, a League of Their Own. What is that? Let us know. What is that? I'm interested to see, because I'm interested in all the kind of stuff. I don't watch a lot of series and stuff, but when it comes to stuff like this, I'm intrigued, and I like that kind of stuff. So let me know what that's about.
You know what series intrigues me?
What series intrigues you?
Playoff series.
Yes.
Boom. I actually thought you were gonna try to slide right into the Penguins stat to the Pirates stat that you gave us earlier today.
Oh, and we've passed and now have the Major League Baseball record in most games without a passed ball. We beat out the 1978-79 Expos. So congrats to Michael Perez and Jacob Stallings. We got a little bit of bright light in this irrelevant disaster of a season. So
I'm so glad for you guys.
Actually, it's an exciting time going down the stretch because we have 9 games against the Reds, we cannot stand the Reds, and they're looking for a wild card spot. So, boy, would it be fun to just mess with their party a little bit and knock them and the Cardinals out of a playoff spot.
Hey, look at it this way, too.
You're totally right, Caleb.
You're not last. You're not the worst team in baseball in terms of record either. So,
yeah, but we're trying at this point. We're trying. So thanks for reminding us that we're failing at that.
I don't think you guys are going to pass Baltimore.
No, that 20-game losing streak, we're not going to pass Baltimore. I could see us passing Texas. We're only 1 game ahead of Texas. Right. And I could see us passing Arizona. We're only 3 games behind Arizona right now, but we're not going to catch Baltimore. But even the thing is, everybody's talking about Elijah Green as that top prospect, but looking at what Ben Charrington, our GM, did last year with going super underslot anyway, first overall pick just means more bonus money to spend. We're not necessarily going for that top guy anyway, so I'll be fine with anywhere in the top 5.
I think Zay is in the comments saying, Caleb, I would love to see that the hell with both of the teams.
Yeah, even today I sat and looked at the standings. I was like, this is going to be fun. 9 games against Cincinnati, and we are going to knock them out of a playoff spot. We're going to let them go home crying.
Boom.
They could go back down the river crying.
And then you guys this weekend play the Cubs. So you guys have the Cubs and Chicago for a 4-game series. Then you got Detroit for a 3-game series. That would be a winnable series.
That's a little bit of a rivalry series too, because we play them every year. So we got a little bit of a rivalry going with them. So it's fun to beat them too.
For anybody who doesn't, or like for who's new to the show, I don't know anything about baseball. So everything that I'm saying is just hyping Caleb up right now. So I'm just playing the hype, man. I'm like, yes, baseball.
Well, Kirby, you could join up with us too, because aren't you a huge Cubs fan?
No.
Thank you. So you could be rooting for us this weekend.
I definitely.
You know what Kirby's a fan of?
Cleveland.
Say it.
What am I a fan of? What am I a fan of?
He's a fan of the Indians. He's a fan or Guardians. He's a fan of the Cavaliers. He's a fan of who else do you have over there? No, that's it. That's all you got.
Tell him, Caleb.
Listen.
The Cavs we could forgive you on, okay?
You know what? Here's the thing about the Cavs.
No. We don't have an NBA team. We'll forgive you on that one.
I was gonna say,
I do have an Indians shirt, so we'll forgive you on that a little bit. But never mind. I'm a hold my tongue.
What, the Buckeyes? Is that?
I'm a hold my tongue. First of all, we're not forgiving you on that, but we don't care.
Look what I've done. Yes.
He's just built up all the violence from all 10 of the previous 10 shows.
Episodes of me not saying anything, and now I'm just tearing into y'all.
I love it. Even if it is coming after me, I love it.
I'll go after you any day of the week.
Zay says, Kirby, I can forgive you for being a fan of every other Ohio team. So I get a pass from Zay, so I appreciate that.
Honestly, though, the Cavs we really don't care about because Pitt basketball is way more entertaining than any NBA basketball, so that's fine. And then the Indians, it's an AL team. I have an Indians jersey. I have an Indians shirt. I have Indians hats. I don't mind the Indians. Do I ever want them to do anything well in the playoffs? No, because it's Cleveland. But I don't mind going to their games when I'm around. I like baseball, okay? But it's just the Cleveland. I mean, the vibe is so off. But I can hate on you all I want, but I do go to the Monsters games quite a bit, so there's that.
Monsters I don't pay attention to.
Yeah, clearly.
So Super Steeler 111 says, A League of Their Own is a female baseball movie, baseball movie that takes place in the 1940s where the baseball players are sent to the war and they create a league for the females. Watch the movie, it's good.
Yeah, it's got Tom Hanks in it.
Isn't that where the no crying in baseball?
Yeah, there's no crying in baseball.
It has Tom Hanks in it. I am writing that down right now. A League of Their Own.
Okay, Zay, I'm sorry my laugh wasn't evil enough. I will work on it in my spare time.
We all expect you to for any wrestling fan out there, I don't know if you two were big into WWE, but they expect you to have a very evil
I'm a fan of sports.
Kane or Undertaker laugh. So Yeah, that they want you to have a very demonic life.
I can't. I'm child-sized, okay?
You can be child-sized, but hold in a whole lot
This
of
is
evil.
literally as low as my voice goes, and that's it.
We'll have to work on that.
I mean, I don't know. When I punch Kirby in the throat, though, we'll see what kind of laugh I can come out with.
At this point, I don't even know if I will be able to laugh because my laugh box will just be destroyed.
Yes, that's the goal.
At this point, again, another WWE. She's gonna try to Samoa Spike Umaga myself, where she
since Marcus and Zay are here now too, I can tell them that if we get to 100 subscribers, I get to throat punch Kirby 12 times. So
12.
Book it. It's happening.
At this point, so thank God someone here has a look. Paul Bear, yes. That man was just...
Caleb's going to videotape it, and we're going to upload it to the Renegade Roundtable. Me just punching Kirby in the throat 12 times.
307.
And I'm going to be like, that's for Pittsburgh. Every time.
And then this one is for you say, this is how Stone's going to do it. She'll hit me once just for fun. She'll hit me again for saying, this is for saying Antonio Brown is more deserving of the Hall of Fame than Hines Ward.
Yeah,
which, by the way, the amount of people that I have had come to me say, you and Stone need to have that conversation again is ridiculous. That's the most that I've ever had at any show that I've ever done.
Why again?
I said my piece. I can die happy because I said what I needed to say.
We all three went to a half hour of hell about that because violence was chosen that day. But
I was just the referee. I was the robot. I was out of it, y'all. I was saving up for this week when I'm tearing into everybody.
Every 10 episodes, Caleb's gonna yell at everybody.
At this point, if we hit 100 subscribers by the end of by next week's show, Stone will just hit me for one time for every show that we've had. So
actually, next week I'm probably gonna be pretty hyped up too because it will be the preview show for Steeler football.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the preview show for my Ducks.
Yes.
And your Poisonous Nuts playing a football game that Saturday.
Oh, so. Not Poisonous Nuts. Oh, God.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how to feel about that. Zay says off topic. For the matter of he's excited for Pitt football against the University of Massachusetts.
Well, you better be excited because you better blow out UMass. UMass is pathetic. It's going to roll over them. 58-0.
Here's what I have to say once again. Oh.
Gross. You know what? I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it on the show before we get off the air. Caleb and I are super suspicious of Kirby. We're so suspicious right now.
He's not a Yinzer. He's not been
Tell
adopted.
him, Caleb. Tell him.
You know, the same people who cheer for Ohio State are the same ones that cheer for the Clowns. So, you know what? That's my biggest issue with Cleveland, Ohio,
it's
all
so
of it.
suspicious.
It's the same people. You talk with your weird Great Lakes accent, too.
So, you know.
Where you say Pat.
You know what?
What?
I think,
That's soda.
I think Caleb is a little...
It's Coke.
I think he just hates Ohio State just because of the fact that he wasn't able to... Where's it at? He wasn't able to see this logo for an Oregon helmet. I think he was...
I hate Ohio State, and my team demolished you, but, like, it's fine, whatever.
You said what?
I said, I hate Ohio State, too, and my team demolished you, so, like, it's cool.
Here's the difference with Alabama.
All right, y'all need to hurry this up, because I got to get to this comment, so. Your thing.
No, go ahead. Say what you got to say.
No, Pitt's season's kind of going to be up in the air this year. It's going to be kind of a weird year for them, but they're going to roll over UMass. UMass is not good. I have tickets to see them play when they're coming down to Lynchburg to face Liberty later in the year. UMass is not. Even if Pitt had a bad year, okay, even if Pitt was not going to win any games, I would still see them beating UMass. I would still see them getting at least this one. UMass has no. Regardless, it doesn't matter what Pitt is. It's a matter of how bad UMass is. Like, Bishop Sycamore might be able to beat UMass. That's how bad they are.
Oh, wow.
Boom. Just like that. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Violence was chosen all throughout the show.
Yes, absolutely.
Hopefully by next week, Stone's Power will be back on and we can see her.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
Huh?
I said, well, yeah, I hope it's on by next week. Jesus.
At this point, we never know. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hell of a show. Again, hope to see you guys again next week. As we just get completely hyped, we might just wing that show completely just because it's Steeler. It's going to be the last show we have before the Steelers' Week 1 game against Buffalo. And damn, it's going to be fun.
Yes.
Have a great weekend, everyone. Have a great week.
Bye.
And go Buckeyes. Yes. All right, we're good.